It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission really is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Sir James Dentley. He's in the building, and he'll be talking about not only how to live the life you've always wanted, but more importantly, like the 5 performance habits, like 5 things you can do. It should be pretty interesting. What's going on, Dr. James? How you doing?
Man, I'm so honored to be here. I got to say again to the audience, congratulations on all the great work you're doing, and congratulations for all the people who tune in, because that means your life is inspired and you know there's more for you. So congratulations to everyone a part of the show and who views it.
Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot to us. And, the first question on their mind has to be, Shay, they're reading your bio. Some people are looking at the description like, Shay, are we talking again about how to live your best life? The question has to be, why are people today struggling to live their best life? Let's be honest. They've got Instagram. They've got TikTok. They can get motivated on any given day. They've got AI, which every morning they go to AI and say, what do I need to do today? And AI can tell them what they need to do and tell them why they're grateful. Yet we're having this conversation. So the question is, why are people struggling, man, to live their best life?
Well, first of all, great question. The reason why people struggle is conformity. We are beautifully and wonderfully made, whole and lacking nothing, born of a royal priesthood. And every person in your DNA on a cellular level, we can take a strand of your hair, a drop of your blood, and we won't confuse you with all of the 9 billion people on the planet, nor the hundreds of billions of people who have been here before and are yet to come. Only you. But conformity is really the enemy. So, first of all, we have to find a sense of clarity. What is it that you really want? Because living your life better, he said, stop dreaming of a better life and just live it better. Each and every day, you decide. And it's really about becoming inner directed versus outer directed. That you can wake up with joy and happiness every single day, have the peace, tranquility, and gratitude that gives you the clarity to go back to your natural state of creating the life that you want to live.
Spot on. And conformity means different things to different people. Take
Yeah.
a moment to find what is your definition of conformity and why is it even more
Yeah.
important today than ever before?
What happens on a very subconscious level, 80% of our life is driven by a subconscious mind, just habits. We just get up and we operate in the same way. Just like in our nation, you have a percentage of people that may be Christian, people may agnostic, people may be atheists, people may be Muslim. But if you were born in India, 72% of us would be Hindu, because what you live, you learn, what you learn, you practice, and what you practice, you become. We have an educational system that really anchors that, but it really begins when you're in the 3rd trimester in your mother's womb, when your paradigm begins to get set, because there's always communication and it's vibrational. And that vibration means different things. That's the reason why the animals can pick up the vibrations from the universe and they can get out of Dodge while we're sitting up there getting rid of a storm. So if you think about our education system, have you ever taken your kid to school and they were still in the car and the bell rang and anxiety ran through your body? Your nervous system reacted to it because you don't want them to be late. So you rush and you rush them, and their nervous system begins to accelerate. And then there's another bell that tells you when to get ready to learn. Another bell tells you when to take recess. Another bell says stop playing. Another bell says eat. Stop eating. Go home. Do it all over again. The Bible says, first ye be not conformed by the ways of this world. That's the conformity. We just do what everyone does because we're taught to do it that way.
Some folks are listening, they're thinking, okay, this is perfect. I love what I'm hearing, Shay. But if he had to give me one, he said there's 5 frequencies. If he had to say, Shay, what's one frequency he can just share right now before we learn about who he is and he tells his backstory, what's one of the 5 frequencies that you would share with the audience right now?
The frequency of the spirit, because that taps into a cellular level. When we talk about the laws of agreement, they're really the key. Everything that operates, positive or negative, they operate in agreement. Now, they also can be disheveled. It's like a wire. Have you ever been, for an example, you're driving down the expressway, you have your radio tuned to a station, And then you get in between the two towers and you can't pick it up and you get static. You get static. Well, in the human experience, we fill that void with something because human beings don't like to be confused. So we would invent something to rationalize it, to identify it, to clarify it in our minds because we don't like confusion. You know, when we're born, they say there's two fears we're born with: the fear of loud noises, okay, and the fear of falling. The fear of falling is a sense of a lack of control. The fear of loud noises is a sense of a lack of love because love is sweet, it's gentle, it calms the nervous system. And if you don't have that, you know, you don't even understand how why you're operating a certain way because again, 80% is subconscious, 15% is conscious, that's intentional. But the magic is in the 5%, and that's the imagination. And when you want to live your better life, you can create the life you want to live because we all have the imagination. I'd ask your audience to hold out their hand and then look at your hand and imagine there's a red apple. And just look at your hand and see a red apple. And the moment you see the red apple, now turn it green. Now turn the apple yellow. That's the power of the imagination. If you cut that apple open, you'll see some seeds, and you can even count the seeds in the apple that you're looking at. But what you cannot count are the apples in the seed. There's the possibility of the human experience is what will give you that life to know there's always more. In life, you're not just living it, you're experiencing it. And it's a lot of fun when you do. Calm down and let's focus on the next best thing to get you to where you want to go. And then study. Put yourself in situations in rooms or listening to podcasts like these to learn more, to learn more. And once you learn how to get that recipe that works for you, where you wake up with joy and clarity every single day, and I'll give you tips on how to get that. It's like learning, say, how to bake a great cake. And once you can bake a cake, you can cook it in any kitchen.
Oh man, spot on. And you know, Sir Dr. James Dentley, I know who you are, and I know a lot of folks across this planet understand and know who you are, but there's a number of folks who are watching our show for the very first time. And they're saying, Shay, who in the LL Cool J is this person talking? I hear him, sounds good. I love the acknowledgement, but I'm just not sure. I hadn't read his bio. Maybe we're right now on a
Mhm.
podcast. We're coming through their ears right now. Someone right now, we might be streaming
Yeah.
on their smartphone or the tablet. They might even have us on a computer screen, and they might be saying, Shay, slow down. Take a moment. If you don't mind, sir, Dr. James, share a little bit about one, your background, and then, you know, the question, what was that defining moment that led you to being on this path of helping other people?
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's a really great question. Well, there's a lot of layers here. I'll say it quickly, but maybe I don't want to rush. You know, my official title is His Excellency Dr. James Dentley. I'm the Baron of Saint James of Cappadocia. 4 years ago, I was knighted by a Royal House of Cappadocia by Prince Raphael, His Royal Highness, and the Serene Royal Highness of Spain. And they made me a knight because of my work in philanthropy. You know, my mother raised myself and my three sisters to love one another, to trust one another, and I was the only boy. And I was a person that always got into different things. I had ADHD. We didn't define it then; they just wrote on your report card, plays with things in class. But I always went out to create money because my mother worked in a grocery store in the daytime, a dentist's office at night. So we didn't have a lot. So I always had work ethic and I would get creative and find ways to create money. And to this day, I know that you can create revenue. That's really simple to do. It's a lot of it out there. But then as I grew up, I became the youngest general manager in a restaurant chain. I became one of the top 10 managers out of 500 restaurants throughout the nation. I moved to Texas from Chicago to work with a steak and lobster chain called Steak and Ale. And they moved me to Dallas and Houston and Midland, Odessa, and Abilene. And I began then to have 150 employees, and none of them looked like me. So, how did I make it work? I had to learn how to communicate. And I got really good at it to listen, to be in tune with people. And I began a speaking career when someone tricked me to get in network marketing against my will or my that last thing in the world I thought I would do, I fell in love with it, and it allowed me. January 13th of 2025 would be my 30th day away from my job. Now, in school, I have an honorary doctorate degree, but I was a D average student. I always tell people I once thought I had a B on my report card, but it was really two D's really close together. You know, so I have an honorary doctorate degree in divinity. I've studied spirituality in every concept of it for about 8 years. And I try to live my life according to the things that work, that bring harmony, peace, love, and joy to the universe. A defining moment for me was being on the stage in front of 10,000 people in Long Beach, California, getting four standing ovations, walking off that stage, and everyone's around me. And I got home and went into depression. I learned that artificial highs have real valleys. I knew how to take care of everybody else. I can inspire you, but I did not know how to take care of myself. So I ended up spiraling out of control. I called my family together and I checked myself into rehab for alcohol abuse for 28 days. I just humbled myself. I felt like I let everyone down, like I was nothing. But in there, I rebuilt and created a brand new life. And I understand when they say the phoenix will rise from the ashes because I began to understand that there were so many people that were sick and addicted, but then the body was made for addiction, even if it's addicted to food, to love, to companionship, to a job and a title. So, how do you solve that? So, I began to write a program because I understood that I can keep what I have by giving it away. The more people I help, the more I was helping myself. And I began to stay there and find this unbelievable peace and serenity that I keep every single day. I learned when things go wrong, I do not go wrong with them. In the interim of that, I'm the founder of JD3 TV, the founder of Inspired to Speak, one of the top speaking training, consulting, and communication courses in the world to teach people how to find their voice and how to impact people and to speak into their listening and also into the nervous system of another human being. And for those who want to make money, how to monetize that, but to give back to make a bigger difference. So with the Royal Order, we're building our entire nation in Belize. We go around and try to find good men and women and help them become better. To walk in great, leave greater. We're students of the world. We want to get better every day, and we learn from everyone and operate with the one thing I learned. The superpower is that I can choose to love everybody because I can love you across the street, but I can always stay cool and be able to operate with the clarity and operate with a positive outlook, to be solution focused, to look at the world and say, how do we tap in? Because everything you see in the rooms that you're in right now, once upon a time, it never existed. Yet everything needed to create it was already there. So it's many layers to me, my friend. I'm not going to keep you all day with that, but it's just such an honor to have my story. I've been through cancer, sarcoidosis, cancer free 6.5 years. What a great gift, because now when I meet people who have cancer, I'm going to pray with them, but I'm also going to have a conversation. What are you doing? And I'll tell them how I was able to escape it without chemotherapy and um, without surgery and holistic and a little radiation, to be honest, but how I found my life in joy in every single day.
Ah, I love it, man. Thanks for being so transparent. Thanks for sharing. And, our audience, just so you're aware, about 70% of our audience are dualpreneurs. They work a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur. Some of them are parents. Some of them are a husband or a wife. Some are like myself, they're a caregiver. Some have kids, by the way, and their kids have schedule. And where I'm going with this is some of them have their kids have schedules and they're involved in the community. They might be thinking, Shay, I got a lot going on. So before he gives me all these great ideas, what does he say
Uh-huh.
to someone like me, Shay? I got all these things going on in my life, and some things, Shay, you didn't even mentioned. So the question for Sir Dr. James Dentley is, number one, how does someone take care of themselves when they're responsible for taking care of everyone else? And then how do they
Yeah.
build a business with so many responsibilities going on? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a loaded question, but
Yeah.
Sir James can handle it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I've been in all those lanes, man, of taking care of other people. My mom, my stepdad. It's a very special thing when you can take care of another human being, because a lot of people they spaz out and don't handle it well. But I learned from my stepdad as he had stage 4 cancer, telling me the story of his hero, his older brother, that he one day he had to pick his older brother up and take him to the restroom, had to clean him and pick him back up. He never thought that he would have to do that for his brother, his hero. But he told me something I never forgot. He said, "You can do anything if you care." You know, life can be very simple. I would say for people, first of all, get outside sometimes and relax and just ingest the world. Calm down. Don't calm your brain down. Listen to the trees ruffle, look at the clouds, and relax and get in harmony. Because, see, whatever you ingest becomes a part of you. You know, if you eat a piece of chicken, you don't become a chicken or you don't become broccoli. It becomes a part of you. So when you're ingesting oxygen, then everything that oxygen that the air touches, you ingest in part of you because we are made and composed of the same elements of the world. So first of all, get in harmony and calm down. Second, get a piece of paper and write out what it is that you really want if you couldn't fail, if everything was possible. Don't be afraid of making money. You can help so many more people because most of the things we do are attached to money. But you still want to make sure you're putting the right values in the children and the people you care about. So, how do you get your time back? I learned to get money as an issue out of the way in 1994. I retired from my last job in January 13th of 1995, but some very wise people. So I said, seek mentorship. Find people who have what you want or are living a life. And you'll know very quickly internally, you'll know if it's the right fit. And you simply learn as much as you can and you put that inside of yourself and you ingest it. And as you ingest it, it becomes a part of you. To understand that there is more and that it's bigger. The word today, it's bigger. A lot of people use the word Shay that we think outside of the box. I never do because in a human experience, there is no box. And if there's no box, there's only possibility. So smile. There's more for you. And whatever you're going through, you're just building a bigger story.
Mm. I love it, man. It's a perfect segue to a segment that we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I know you wait to say those magical words. Today is my January 1st. Feels good, I know. Happy New Year to you, by the way. And for all the new folks who are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra here at the show. It represents really a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or how bright and sunny that past is, the past no longer equals the future. And so my question for Sir Dr. James on the other side is twofold. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, what was another time there was a setback in your life, and how were you able to bounce back from it?
Yeah. Okay. Today is my January 1st. Well, I'm going to go against the grain with this one. I don't wait till January 1st. Today is the day. Today is the best day. Every single day is a great day. Some are just better. When January 1st comes, we're going to celebrate with people in all of our communities, and we're going to celebrate the good, the bad, and the ugly, that what you made it through because you're now ready for a new beginning. What you've done because you've got a great testimonial. You know, history is always being read, but it's also being written by each and every person that watches your podcast, but every person that exists in the world, that you can define a new thing. So don't wait till January 1st. It begins right now. I hit January 1st with momentum and I go through January 1st. I don't wait. I act right now. And I believe that's really the key because when you're waiting, you're putting in another level of procrastination, which is also anchored in a fear that you have to wait for what? David said, I'm but one step. Tomorrow's not even promised. You act today, read a book, get some information, listen to a podcast, get some information, go on ChatGPT and ask them questions about how do you begin the journey because we live in the best time in the world to be alive. Our food is crappy, but everything else, all the information, even our information to tell us not to eat it, but we're going to eat it anyway. So, but the bottom line is that you have so much in front of you. Start right now because it begins. Everything happens twice. It's the thought, the thing, the mental, the physical, the inner, and the outer. Your January 1st is right now. And when you get free, every day will be Saturday. No living for the weekend because if you have nothing to do, what's the difference? It's a day, creating a day. And we get the chance to teach people how to find that sweet spot, how to take their story, and how to take that story and give it meaning and magic because their story, your success, your success is someone else's miracle. But when you choose not to pursue it, someone else pays a price. So it's time to get going because the world is dependent upon you because you got something special, man. We need you. Come on, let's go. Today is your January 1.
I love it, man. So says so well. You know, when you talk, you always light up. You have this energy and this presence about you. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing these days?
Oh man, I love the fact that in my life I love to help people. Every single day I wake up, say I have a conscious, intentional goal to love my wife and my family even more than I did the day before. I could choose that every single day. And it's fun, because I lock in. And I learned this from a gentleman that was 72 years old that told me he'd been married for 50 years. He was in great shape. His wife had lost her leg. She was a diabetic. He said she was out of shape. And he said he promised that he would love her every single day, and he never broke that promise. And I just got gone through a divorce, and I said, "Oh my goodness, is it really that simple that I just have to decide?" Because if I can't control what's inside of me, how can I control what's outside? All I got is this. So I decide every single day. And you asked about, I've been through cancer and I've been through challenges of life. They're defining moments, man, because it's just about learning how to become better. So a defining moment for me was driving 2 hours to go to rehab, feeling like I let the world down. And I came out and got in front of stages of 10,000 people and told them and told the founders and owners of these companies that would bring me in what happened. And they couldn't believe it, but yet it happened. And I understood that when I bring it to the light, it has no power over me. That I always remembered I'm grateful because it helped make me better, because you don't get caught up in the fame or the perceived fame of being on stage and everybody telling you how great your work is. You remember, and you don't have to live there. I don't live there at all. I don't have any emotions there, but I'm so thankful because now I never lose the touch of people who are struggling, going through things, losing things, not sure who they're supposed to be. And when you discover that, because it's scary, because all of us know it's something special. Everyone that watches your show already knows, or they wouldn't be watching it. Everyone has ever watched it. See, that's why I love being here, because I know who's watching you. Because you wouldn't be here, but it's scary because how do you become that person that you notice inside of you? What does it look like? How are people going to treat you? Who's going to help you now? But if you plow through that, Tobler's law that my wife taught me about says that things that are closer or more alike are closer together than things are apart. Do what you need to do. Forget about the laws of attraction. First is the law of awareness that there is more, because everything you want to attract is already in front of you. You just can't see it because we're looking through another lens. The law of awareness. Open up. There's more. You already got it because you're here.
Mm. One of my favorite questions I ask when we have time, we have a few minutes now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? Now, I'll frame it for the audience that, as you said before, you've read more books than probably you can even remember these days. You've had countless mentors. You even mentor people these days on what they need to do, by the way. Who knows how many videos you watch these days? I lost count of the number of hours. So I'm not going to ask him to come off the mountain with the 10 Commandments, ladies and gentlemen, but I am going to ask him if he'll step back and say, man, of all the advice I've been given, what's one more piece of good advice that I want to share with the audience that can make their life better? What is it and why? What would it be?
First of all, you can tell the future if you're willing to write it. What do you really want? And try to find clarity there. We're not trees, we can move. Find out what it is that you want. Use your imagination. Open up and then surround yourself with people that are going in that direction, people that make you feel good, people that are positive. Don't let the lack of money stop you, and don't let the abundance of money define you. Money will only make you more who you already are. But proximity is going to be the key. Stay involved with the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Stay involved with this great nation that's being created right here. Go to different events. Plug into what we do, man. We love to have fun. We love people, man. We love to help people win. We celebrate that. Get in the environment of people that make you feel good about yourself. People that are going where you're trying to go. Stay engaged. Invest in yourself and have fun every single day. Don't forget to enjoy this life you have. Because in this United States, especially, there are people all around the world, man, they're still starving. They're still enslaved. They're still working for no wages or a slight wage so they can barely eat. Be thankful and know that there's more, that what's happening right now is not your identity. And you can move and create a new reality. And you'll bless the lives of so many other people who are stuck because your story will set them free.
I love it, man. What do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world, helping speakers inspire to change other lives, by the way. What do you get to do for fun these days? You're not on stages and writing books and doing your broadcasts, help people get on media. You're doing so much. We want to know, what do you do when you're just relaxing, man?
Well, brother, I think I'm a comedian always. If I had another life, I'd be. If this went awry, I'd be an old comedian. I wake up and I love making my wife laugh and help and just or my family or making people smile. I love being unpredictable. When I leave this earth, I want people to think back and just think of something I said or did and just laugh. That we didn't get too caught up with ourselves. I love the water, whether it's in the backyard, chilling by the pool in the waterfall, or going out and seeing the ocean. I love to travel. I love to create new experiences. And for fun, man, I love sports. I love to read. I love all of it. I have fun every single day. My work is my joy because I do it because I want to do it. I don't have to do it, but I'm so honored to get a chance to do it. So when I love to have great people around me, man, and watch them do. I love to see you fly. That's fun for me. To stand back and we haven't spoken in a while, but when I
Yeah,
see what you're doing, I'm always smiling. I'm always because I remember you gave me a camera. You told me
yeah.
about a camera that I bought, and we were in Houston, and
I
you didn't
remember
even
that.
think I
Yeah, I
remember.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't think I remember that. But I remember that, man. So I know who you are, man. I'm so honored because you were part of an organization that was doing great work. But then you stepped out and you stayed out. And I said, okay, so from afar, I just like being a fan. And to me, that's fun, just watching you go.
Thanks a lot, man. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days, if any? I'm not sure if you're taking on any clients at your firm. And number two, how can folks best connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have here now?
Yeah. Well, what was the first part?
First
The kind.
question was, what type of
Well,
clients are you looking to
we
work
have
with these
yeah,
days?
yeah. Anyone who has content and wants to help get it out, JD3TV.com. We have TV shows, podcasts, sports, where we have master classes. Anyone who wants to start their own show and celebritize their brand, whether they're in real estate or whatever it is, we can show them how to expand their reach. But I want people, when they Google you or look at you, to answer the question, why you, before you start speaking. The second part of it, I love training speakers. I do it. It's a joy. I've been doing it for 30 years. And I love teaching people how you can, people don't believe they go out there and make $200,000 an hour. Now we got people that make $1 million in a day, 2 million in a day. It's crazy because there's a thirst for information. And right now, I wanted people to realize there's a big gap between the super wealthy and the middle class, upper middle class, and then everyone else. And you got two people that Larry Ellison and Elon Musk will probably be the first two trillionaires in our nation, and everybody else is still trying to be a millionaire. And it's not just about money, it's about expression of what is possible. Don't put a lid on potential. If someone like me with a D average in high school, no college, married one of the smartest women I ever met in my life, so she talks in her sleep, so I learned that way. But be innovative, get around people, have joy in life, explore life. And if you're ready to speak, whether to a nonprofit, then I want to talk to you. If you're ready to speak and you want it as a profession, if you want to write a book, you want to learn how to sell those books, then you have to learn how to communicate into the listening of another human being. And we will teach you the psychology, we teach you the business aspect of it, but we will also insist that you go out and serve the world and you make money, but help other people through your example, through your words, through your wisdom. And collaboration is the word. Put your standards, your core values, and work with people that share them. If you do that, then the world's your oyster and you could impact the history of your family and your community forever. You can do this. So you can reach me by, I tell you what, just come to JD at JD3media.com. JD at JD3media.com. And if you do that, then we'll send you out a free gift. And I'm going to talk to you, sir, also when I'm not even here and to give you some free gifts you can give your audience. And I don't even want to be on the show that day. I want you to just give it to them from you to us. We've given away 150 5-day cruises. We've given away hotel stays. We have a lot of cool stuff, man. So I'm gonna hook you up, brother.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. And thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I know you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So you're giving us the most precious resource you have, which is your time. So thank you so much.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you, sir.
And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, by the way. Those that are out there, by the way, we never take it lightly that right now you allow us to stream on your phone or on your tablet. You spend time watching us. Thank you so much, because without you, well, we don't have a show. So we really appreciate you, by the way. And I never get tired of reminding you, every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's happening, whether you're doing really, really well or life's hit you with the punch you never saw coming, one thing I believe is that today, no matter what the date is, today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name hasn't changed. It's still Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things how we connect again next time. Peace. Thanks a lot, James. So, James, we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bless you.